Stocks are plunging today despite the Federal Reserve slashing its benchmark interest rate to near zero. I want to bring in Everplus Capital Director Jason Rotman. And Jason, this is the second emergency rate cut we saw from the Fed this month. We've been talking all day about what policy tools might be left in the tank for Jay Powell here. But what's your take on this, especially as we see oil yet again dipping, and how the overall market can withstand some of these fears?
Well, a rate cut isn't what it used to be. That's really the bottom line. The market is actually counterintuitively, from a superficial standpoint, not liking. There's a backlash against zero interest rates. When would you think that would have ever happened? But it's happening right now because this is not a demand side financial problem. It's a horse of a completely different color. And I'm not saying that I espouse this directly, but all of this talk of universal income, I mean, that is actually the next step, is giving money directly to the people. It sounds crazy, but mark my words, that would be better than a rate cut.
Yeah, that actually is something that we have heard a lot of other analysts suggest. We're hearing a siren, I think, in the back in your house there. But, you know, we had Austin. Well, this is what happens when you work from home, right? We heard from Austin Guzman earlier, who said essentially this is it for the Fed. This is all they can do in the immediate term. They're essentially just getting out of the way, waiting for that fiscal response. You agree with that assessment?
Yeah, there's nothing else they could do. I mean, listen, the Fed could go negative. Europe's done it. Japan's done it. Switzerland's done it. Why can't the U.S. do it? I mean, they can. And is it 50-50 that they will? At this point, it is. I mean, we are not at the bottom here. That's the thing. We're not at the bottom. The Fed tried to make that so that we would be at the bottom on Monday after their emergency rate cut, but the market's saying, no, we're not done going down yet. The country's still not shut down. GDP is going to take a massive hit over the next couple quarters. And at this point, we need to hunker down physically and flatten the curve. And also, there are investment opportunities. Literally, there are opportunities today.
Well, if there are opportunities, what are you looking at? Because when we talk about how this domino effect could play out, right now, just looking at pockets like Las Vegas, right? If that closes down, you think about the size of that local economy, about 30% tied to hospitality sectors, the services industry there. What might happen if people start getting laid off? Everything starts to flow that direction. I mean, how are you kind of assessing the real risks to Main Street right now if some of these stimulus measures aren't put through? And what could happen with the overall U.S. economy?
Well, two different questions there. Number one was, where's the opportunity? And number two, what happens if there's a zombie apocalypse? So let's just deal with the more interesting one, number one. Number one is opportunity. So if you look at Hain Celestial Group, the healthy food conglomerate, HAIN, they are one of the few bright spots in the Dow down 2,000 points. Hain is up 8% today. Why on earth is that happening? They are a healthy food, organic conglomerate of different brands, foods, beverages, etc. What are people stocking up on now? Healthy food and beverages that can get them through a potential lockdown. And Hain, I mean, I've been talking about Hain for a year anyway as an incredible value stock. So Hain in the low 20s could be an incredible opportunity to diversify. Food companies are safe havens. You have UNFI, the world's largest, or the country's largest organic food broker. They're up 26% today. They're like a biotech stock. So you have these healthy food companies as safe havens right now.
All right, there you go. Jason Rotman breaking it all down for us. Appreciate you taking the time, sir. We'll let you get back to things there at home. Hey, investors, Zack Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.